morning, my dear children. Today we are going to study History Chapter 5 Rulers and Buildings, Engineering Skills and Construction. Nowadays is very common, especially civil engineers. They are preparing the designs on the basis of the designs or models that their construction is happening. Anywhere, it may be the building, it may be the roads, it may be any type of constructions, riches for all that proper planning is required. And that is, engineering skills is also incorporated for its execution. So, let's see between the 8th and 18th centuries, kings and their officers built two types of structures. So, structure number 1, forts, palaces, gardens, residences and tombs. So, all are related to, you can say that social support is for purpose, palaces for their kings and queens, gardens for recreation purpose, residence then the tomb. Tomb means ultimately samadhi, after the death in memory. You can also, Taj Mahal is nothing but tomb only, isn't it? And second one is temples, mosques, tanks, wells, caravansaries and bazaars. What is this all one by one? So, two types of constructions. Monuments provide an insight into the technologies used for construction. So, monuments provide an insight into the technologies used for construction. Between the 7th and 10th centuries, more rooms, doors, and windows were added to the buildings. So that means the construction, whatever happened after 7th to 10th century, in between this period. So, in the all types of construction, there were more rooms, doors and windows as well. So, let's find out what is the meaning of caravans. Caravans is a type of campaign. Between 8th and 13th centuries, Trabit style was used in the construction of temples, mosques and tombs, etc. Two technological and stylistic developments became visible in the 12th century, that is, arcuate style and the use of limestones. What is the arcuate? Arcuate is the style. One is arcuate with our structure. All the structures are or construction arch type, that is called arcuate. And another one is limestone, using the limestone. Just like nowadays, you can say the construction is based on the cement and all. At that time, their construction, mostly the limestone, was also used. Now let's see the next one. What is the meaning of trabate here? Trabate style means free from any curves. Next, building temples, mosques and tanks. Places of worship were beautifully constructed. Either it is temples or it is mosques, or it is church as meant to demonstrate power and wealth and devotion of the patron. Rajarajeshwara temple by King Rajarajadeva for the worship of God Rajarajeshwara. So we are talking about only the buildings, places of worships, by more people will come. So why people will come? More people will while they are come. Because in order to offer prayer, mostly more people they go to temple. So when they come to temple, they will see the beauty of the temples structure, and afterwards they will try to recollect. Okay, Raja Deva constructed by this temple, and that name is being passed from the son to his son like that. So the name that become remains there forever in the history. Kings used the names of the gods as it was auspicious and they wanted to appear like God. So why that Raja Deva name Rajarajeshwara temple? Why? So because the gods as it was auspicious and they wanted to appear like God. They themselves wanted to be appear like God. The temples were miniature model of the world ruled by the king and his allies. Muslim rulers did not claim to be the incarnations of God but used to be called as the shadow of God. So the Muslim people they did not believe in that. For them everything is only from God. He is none other than Allah and be called as the shadow of God. Now the kings emphasized their moral right to be a ruler, so constructed places of worship to establish a close relationship with the God. So the kings wanted to just like they wanted to show as they are equal to God, even though they are not God but equal to God, and that is why the constructed places of worship to establishes a close relationship with the God. Constructing reservoirs and tanks for water was also highly praised. That means they have the idea, or in those days also there was water scarcity. In order to avoid water scarcity, why were temples destroyed? Temples bring the symbol power of and wealth were the main targets of invaders. Invaders means attackers. Mahmud of Ghazni attacked the temples of defeated kings and looked their wealth and ideals. Temples were destroyed by the kings to emerge as great heroes of their religion. Ghazni destroyed the temples of Somanath. They also destroyed their political might and military success by doing so. The next, gardens, tombs, and forts. Architecture under the Mughals were very complex. Mughal kings like Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan were the patrons of literature, art, and architecture. Akbar made architectural innovations taking inspiration from tombs of Central Asia. The central towering tomb and the tall gateway that is also called as Pishtak became the important aspects of Mughal architecture. First visible in Humayun's tomb. Shah Jahan fused different elements of Mughal architecture. Diwan-i-Khas, then Chahar Bagh means four gardens. Taj Mahal, etc. were some of the most accomplished structures built during the reign of Shah Jahan. Next, region and empire. Ideas and traditions began to be adopted by other regions. Temples in Vrindavan were very similar to Mughal palaces in Fatehpur Sikri. Different architectural styles like Gothic developed outside India. The churches used this style with high pointed arcs, stained glass, tall spires, and bell towers. Elephant stables at Vijayanagara were influenced by architectural style of Bijapur and Golconda. Fatehpur Sikri had buildings with architectural style of Gujarat and Malwa. Okay, thank you.